Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Relapse Tackle. In this video it's going to be the second part to the poison tail modification to get rid of the lead bait keeper and add the small wire bait keeper. So you're adding the WB800, so the longer of the two bait keepers. If you want to check out the first video, we got some cleanup to do, and then I'll show you how to make that impression to add the small bait keeper there. You can kind of see it here. Kind of hard to see because of the black stuff that's sprayed on here. So that's the dry graphite. So I'm going to move the camera over and then clean this up and show you how to add that impression for the WB800. If you haven't already, give the video a like and be sure to subscribe. And if you really enjoy the video, share it with your friends. Thank you. All right, so we're going to use one of these razor blades that has the flat back on there. It's a little safer than using a regular razor blade. So there's a little bit of a buildup that's above the flat surface, so the mold's not going to close all the way. Just carefully remove that high spot by scraping it. And check this side as well. I think this one was pretty good. This also works too if you want to remove some of that buildup of the dry graphite on the surfaces of the mold. You might see it starting to have difficulties closing all the way, and you're getting flashing. So just take that and scrape that off, and then the mold will close tight again. So I have a hook here that fits the mold, and this kind of sets up a little bit because of that silicone, but it may close all the way. I haven't checked it yet. And it does close all the way. So we could leave it just like that with that silicone flat. And once again, that's RTV, so it's high temp RTV, and it kind of squishes. So leaving it is fine, or if you want, you can go back and just cut a little bit carefully and remove just that little bit. I'll just remove this just for the sake of the video. Like I said, you don't have to. If the hooks are laying down in that bed just fine, it's not needed to remove it. Why not just leave it? Because it might actually prevent some lead from flowing. But occasionally it does help vent the mold too, to have it opened up just a little bit. So you may want to remove that just to allow the lead to fill up this new area that we filed out. So if you're getting a few bad pours and that's kind of hard to pour, you could open up around that hook just a little bit. I would rather see a little bit of flashing around the hook shank than to trap a bunch of air in there and it not forming. The little bit of flashing that forms around this hook shank can always be clipped off pretty fast, so it's not a huge deal. So the next step would be to take the WB800, which I did not get out. So give me 1 second. And I got a WB400 also, just to show the size comparison. And maybe the mold that you're modifying might be different than this one, and you might want to use the WB400 instead of the 800. But I'll just put them on here and change my camera angle if I have to. So, sorry about making you dizzy. So you got the WB800 on the left there, and the WB800 on the right. So about half the size. So I'm going to go with the WB800 for this modification. And then what you're going to want to do is, what I did in this one is I have it facing on the bottom. You could make it face towards the hook point, however you want to do it. Your mold. So set it there, and then you're going to take a small piece of tape. I usually fold the end of this tape over so that I can grab a hold of it a little easier. And apparently it did not. That's why I was off camera struggling a little bit. So now I have a little piece of tape, and I'm just going to make sure I have it right where I want it. And then I'm going to take a piece of tape and lay it across. And it still looks good there. It's tight up against the hook. Okay, so it's tied up against the hook there, right where I want it. You don't want it to go past the raised part here on the mold. If it goes down past that, there's going to be nothing there to help hold it in place. So again, just make sure that the tape is holding it tight, right where you want it, right tight up against that hook. Then you're going to close it. And I would usually use a smooth jaw vise, but in this video we are going to just lay it down and give her a little love tap. You want to make sure that your handles are off the edge of the wood there. And I would usually lay this on the floor to do this. I would not usually have it up here on my bench. I don't like beating on my bench, but it's a little easier than moving the camera again. So I have the handles over the edge of the wood here, and then you can leave a little dent on this. So that's why I like using the vise, a smooth jaw vise, or putting a couple pieces of aluminum in my vise so that when I smush it, I don't do any damage to the edge of the mold. This one, actually, I have done this. I beat on this one, and I'm gonna do it again. So, all right, now we have this small impression right there on the edge of my finger. You kind of see it there. And then you're gonna want to remove the tape, all the tape, and make sure that that lays right in there, and then the mold closes up. You could try a couple different bait keepers just to make sure that your mold is able to close all the way when you're done. Should have no gap. All right. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do this to the mold, let me know how it works out for you in the comments. And thank you again, everyone, for your support. We're so close to the 1,000 subscribers, so we're going to keep pushing through and keep growing. Thank you all.